As we begin to deal with exponents and exponential notation, one of the first things that they'll ask us to do is to rewrite exponents. What does that look like? Well, if you're given a problem that says 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, they'll ask you to rewrite that using just a base and an exponent. Well, I see that the base, the number that's being repeated, multiplied over and over again, is 5. That's our base. How many times are they using that base? They're using it 5 times. Now that's probably not a good example because some people might think that, well, it's just the base and the exponent are always the same. Well, they're not, are they? What if we had this? X times X times X times X times X times X. Now, what is the base that's being repeated? Well, it's the X. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be X to the 6th power. What if there was a number and a variable, like 2x times 2x times 2x? What would that equal? Well, the base is 2x, and we need to place all of it in parentheses because it's not just the x, and it's not just the 2, it's both of them. And how many times was it used as a factor? How many times was it multiplied? 3 times. So notice, when you put a 3 or an exponent outside of parentheses, it applies to everything inside the parentheses. That's how we begin to rewrite exponents. We'll be asked to evaluate exponents. All right, and so they may literally just give you 2 to the 3rd power. Well, and they'll say evaluate that, or what number does that stand for? Well, 2 to the 3rd power is 2 times 2 times 2, and 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. A lot of people forget, and they don't know what to do, and they'll just yell out 6 and take 2 times 3. Don't do that. All right. That's worthy of detention, I think. All right. How about 5 to the 4th power? Ooh, wow, now we're getting bigger because that's 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. And these are getting bigger, but I do know that 5 times 5 is 25, and that 5 times 5 is 25. Oh, and I'll bet you we could make that 25 times 25. Well, I realize that that's 625. So, pretty interesting stuff, huh? All right. Let's check out one more. What if I do say to evaluate 2x to the 3rd power? Well, that means it's 2x times 2x times 2x, and so you would multiply the 2's together. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, and then you'll multiply the x's together. X times x is x squared. X squared times x is going to be x cubed. So I hope that's not too advanced for you, but you're going to run into problems like this when you start to evaluate. Good luck.